Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. I want to ask Becky Gray and Dennis Wicker. The New York Times and many other sources are reporting that Amazon is either going to locate their second headquarters just outside Washington, D.C., or they may potentially split the headquarters between that site and another one just outside New York City. Now, Amazon's neither confirmed nor denied these rumors, but we've been dangling on a string now for about a year. Isn't it time this elephant hunt should end? What happens if we don't get it? Are we still in the running, by the way, for Apple?
Well, this whole notion of going after these big fish and investing all this money and all these resources and trying to structure public policy or tax policy or anything else to try to get one select company is, in my view, just irresponsible in the wrong way that we ought to be attracting businesses to North Carolina. You know, I don't know whether we're going to get it or not. To be honest with you, I don't think it's that big a deal. I think what is a big deal is that we have lowered our taxes, we've reined in regulations, we've invested in infrastructure, we've invested in education, and we've made North Carolina a place that businesses, small businesses, large businesses, all businesses want to come to. They want to expand, they want to hire people, they want to create jobs. That's what's created our economy, and that's what we need to stick with, not this thing of these big elephant hunts.
Dennis, you've been involved in a lot of economic development through your career. What's your take on this Amazon story?
Well, you know, I think nobody really likes the incentives game. Nobody. And that's what we're talking about, is this huge amounts of money being put on the table to lure the Amazons, the Apples, the Toyotas, and places and folks like that. But here's the problem, and it's if you don't get in the incentive game, they're not going to pay attention to you. You're not even going to at bat with being able to bring those kinds of jobs to North Carolina. So we have to get in the game to get an at-bat so we can have a chance of having them. With respect to Amazon, you know, it's a game playing right now. These corporate boardrooms are trying to gin up, I think, the hype so that states will really be hungry
and open up their pocketbooks.
And open up their pocketbooks so they'll come there. That's all this game is about. I do think we still have a chance at Apple. And Amazon, I'm not as keen on. If I had to pick between the two, Tom, I'd much rather have Apple.
Well, insofar as it goes, I found it interesting later part of the week. A group of folks in New York City are mounting a campaign telling Amazon they don't want them in New York because it will destroy their small business atmosphere and disrupt their way of life there. That's fairly interesting.
That's very interesting, and you know that may be the trend that we start to go in. Is that, you know, as Dennis mentioned, this I think this economic incentive game has gotten out of hand, and I think that it's unfair to taxpayers. I think it's clearly unfair to other businesses, and so, you know, I mean, I don't often say we ought to follow New York's lead, but you know, maybe this is a case where we need to.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Amazon is saying they're going to make the announcement before year's end. But then we've been hearing that they were going to make this announcement in the spring and in the summer and in the fall.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, don't be surprised if it's not announced at the first of the year.
Interesting. Well, thank you for watching the Afterspin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.